going on, guys? Just randomly thought I'd throw my phone on record and just start shooting a random video about my CB7. I haven't really talked about this car very much, and I have a lot to say about it. I don't even know where to begin, guys. I guess I can just walk around and show you what's going on with it to begin with. Just a cool classic, very usable, functional vehicle. AKA the most stolen car in America. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the car that coined the term. As soon as they invented the CB7, they were like, we need a statistic. Because this thing, we all know it's legendary for getting stolen and how easy it is to steal. So yeah, an Accord. Why the hell am I driving around in an Accord? An old ass Accord, guys. There's all the cars in the world to be driving in 2020, and I'm deciding to drive this. Why? Okay, a little backstory, I guess. I bought my dream car, a 91 NSX, after a flurry of tons of Hondas that I've owned in my life. And I love my NSX to death. It is everything people said it was, and I can't imagine life without that fucking car. That being said, I feel super thankful that I even am able to own my dream car. I'm able to acquire it. There's no mistakes I made along the way that were preventing me from getting it, like getting into too much trouble or not getting my shit together so I can get into a position where I can afford a thing like that. So I'm very thankful. That being said, I kind of feel like I don't need to have too many nice things. You know, everyone wants to have the super nice daily and the super nice weekend car and show off how good and how well off they are. And I don't know, like, I feel like I'm out of the rat race. I'm super thankful to have an NSX to drive around and get the ultimate experience of everyone trying to be your friend and giving you thumbs up. And I mean, all makes, all models, everyone loves that car, and it's a crazy ass. I mean, I always tell people it's the cheapest way to become a celebrity. It's a trip. So that being said, I don't know, like, I wanted to reach down into my Honda roots. I grew up with stuff like this. I feel like only a certain amount of Honda heads would even go about trying to hold on to a car like this these days. So I might as well, since I have the ability to keep it maintained and drive it and love it, then this is the car for me. How did I end up with an Accord? I was such a CRX guy for a long time, but I got into a position where I needed a daily driver. I was daily driving the NSX like an idiot for a while, and then it was raining one day, and I had to commute, and I was like, hell no, I do not want to drive this on the freeway in the Bay Area and the commuting. It's gonna fucking suck. I'm gonna get a bunch of rock chips, or someone's gonna fucking crash into me or something. Just not having it. So luckily a friend hooked me up with a 7th gen Accord. It was a K24 manual, 6-speed, hella sick, fun ass car. And this is coming from Civics and CRXs. I never had any Integras, but definitely all about like the simple, light little Civics, right? Not an Accord guy. But I get this car, didn't ask for it, but it was a manual and everything, so I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm down. So I'm driving this car for a while, and I'm like, damn, dude, the Accord is the shit. I had no idea how sick the Accord really was. And just getting older, I guess, it made sense. And I started falling in love with what it is. And I was like, all right, Accords are fucking cool. And my dad has a CB7, a maroon automatic one, and it's got like 275,000 miles on it. It's fucking super beater. And I drove it one day, and I was like, why does this car feel so much better than my 7th gen, even though the 7th gen has so much more technology and is just light years ahead as far as like just, I don't know, everything else, right? Comfort and all that. And something about it I just couldn't care about it. No matter how much I put money into it or put parts on it. Yeah, this looks like shit. I gotta fucking fix this up. I know. We're getting there, guys. I just reupholstered that. We'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit later. So anyways, yeah, I fall in love with my dad's Accord, and I was like, dude, I am going to find me one. This one popped up on Craigslist, end of the story, I freaking got it. I sold my 7th gen, and then I threw all that money that I got from my 7th gen into this car. I picked up this car for $2,000, and it was from the original owner's kid. He acquired it, a hand-me-down, and was like, I don't really like Hondas, bro. That shit is weak. And then he sold it to me, which is cool. So yeah, I ended up with this thing, and it's not perfect at all. It's got some rust, it's got some dents, nothing crazy though. I would say for the most part it's a survivor. Man, alright. I love this car, guys. I just want to talk about why it's so sick, dude. This car is so sick because, alright, first off, when you sit inside of it, this door is so short. When you are driving this car, you can hang your elbow, your whole entire arm out this door and just enjoy the freaking atmosphere, you know? You feel like you can almost touch the ground. And it's this visibility. I mean, you guys see this? It's a bright sunny day in this motherfucker. And I love that about this car. You got all the windows down, mass airflow, just amazing. God, I love the visibility and I love the feeling of being in this car. Another thing I love about this car, it's 2,700 pounds, which is effectively 500 pounds lighter than a 350Z. I mean, for a 4-door, alright, that's insane. Double wishbone suspension front and back. What? They were building this car alongside the NSX, and I'm not gonna put it past them if they did not put some of that technology up in this motherfucker, you know? They were like, double wishbone. Okay, this car gets 470 miles on a tank. What? It's insane. Yeah, it's got a 17-gallon gas tank or some shit. I'm probably off on that, but it's way bigger than a Civic. All right. It has I bought it at 135,000 miles. Hella low for 30 years later, legit 30 years later. This is a 1990. Had a little bit of shit going on with it. Oil in the spark plug sockets. I had to redo all that. Basically, without boring you guys, like I'm sure maybe you do want to hear it, but I mean, I redid everything on this car. All the bushings, well, not all of them, but most of the bushings. Suspension completely reworked. Camber kits, you know, wheels, tires. I mean, I went for it. Then I just did basic engine maintenance stuff. I fluids, and this valve cover looked like complete shit, so I painted it and painted the heat shield too, because everything else looked really clean in here. They just looked super dated. It had a AC pulley squeak when I got it, and it was like super bad, and I think that's why the previous owner decided to sell it. So all I did was I found online some guy did a bypass, and he gives the dimensions for the belt that you need and everything. So I just went right from, this isn't even the belt that I'm supposed to be pointing at, but it's this one. Now I'm going right from the crank straight to the alternator, bypassing the AC, and you know, being a Honda, it's definitely faster now. It's not running that belt, another pulley anymore. So it actually did make a difference. I live in California. The car is white. I'm a windows down guy. I just talked about how great the windows are, so I'm not really gonna miss AC. I can always put it back. It's not like I did some sort of like tearing or ripping or fucking cutting some shit out. Like, I mean, it could definitely be put back. Yeah. I plan on keeping this one, guys. I know I always say that, but I really love this car. It's so crazy. I had no idea that this was gonna happen, and I get it. I'm gonna talk about another thing. The community. Oh my god, the nicest freaking people in the world. I have to say this is probably the coolest community that I've ever been a part of as far as any cars or Hondas go. Especially a nice polar opposite from the NSX community, which there's some cool people and there's some weirdos, man. I mean, it is what it is. But for some reason, everyone with this car, I guess because it's cheap as hell, everyone is just so humble. You're either in the position where you don't really have a choice and this is just what you have to drive, or then you've got people that are actually choosing to drive this car because of the fact that they're never going to make cars like this again. I know this can be said about a million other different cars too, but as far as the most simple, reliable, boxy little badass little Honda, I mean, the thing about the 89 to 91 Hondas is they are the most Hondas. Like, they are the reason that Honda continued with their legacy and built all these great cars after this, is because these cars were so great and they're still great today. And I feel like everyone wants a K series and a B series. Everyone wants to go fast, but after you've done that, after you've gone fast and you realize that you're living in a world of Teslas anyways, and you're not going to be smoking things like you were back in 2001, dude, I mean, you see, I got a stock airbox on this thing. I'm not really trying to, and dude, 2,700 pounds, like, I feel like I don't even have to do anything. This thing still rips, like, it gets up. I mean, it's funny because it's at the point where sometimes people pull up to me and I'm like, well, for sure this guy would smoke me, but then they're like, they look at my tires and they kind of look at the car, they're like, you know what, I'm good, man, I don't feel like getting smoked by a little Honda today. So it's funny, it's kind of got like a built-in threat to it, even though I've done nothing, right? People don't want to race this car because they're not really trying to lose by it, because it's sort of like, well, it could have an H22 in it, you know? Anyways, I'm just ranting on this thing, but I don't know, I guess I can end the video there. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to shoot some more videos on this CB7, if you want me to talk about more things or more plans that I have for it, I think that's a good enough rambling for an intro video. So until next time, take it easy, guys.